Hi YouTubers! It's been a while since I made a video, and I have been working on getting that Vegas video to you because my husband and I took a vacation to Las Vegas, and oddly enough, the hotel resort we were staying in, the Aria, their spring theme was flowers, and they had orchids everywhere. So I took all kinds of photos and video, and I'm not very good at editing, and I'm trying to make this a really good video with, you know, cuts and music and all kinds of stuff. So it's been a process for me, and I do want to get you a quality Vegas video, so just be patient for that. In the meantime, I did want to show my orchid fans that are following me on my own journey on discovering orchids, and I just want to show people what's happening. And those of you that are interested, I have to say thank you so much for subscribing and liking my videos. It really means a lot to me. I do it for you guys, and I also do it for my grandkids. I hope that someday when I'm gone, they'll be able to see these videos and have a little something to remember Grammy by. So anyway, let's get to the orchids. You'll remember that I had this cat Leia that was a kind of a rescue, and it was from the local Lowe's, and it had no roots. And I was using a method by Ed from the UK, who is a great orchid connoisseur. And the method I was using, if you recall, was just laying it on top of the bark and then periodically moistening it, letting it dry out, moistening it, back and forth. That worked very well. I eventually put it in bark, and let's take a look at what we've got going on now. I'm going to water it today, but I wanted you guys to see how this thing has just taken off like gangbusters. This Cattleya is happy. I have it in a south-facing window, but it's shaded, so that's been working out good. These leaves were so wrinkled before, and they really have improved quite a bit. They still got a little bit to go. Let's see if I can focus in a little bit better. There we go. They're still a little bit wrinkly, but they're improving, and I think they'll continue to improve. I mean, just look at how happy this looks. It's growing all kinds of roots. I have not taken this out of the bark, but I suspect that we've got roots underneath as well. These are just the ones on top. So we're just going to leave that be, and we're going to give that a good soak today. Oh, look, look, look. There's more peeking down out here. And we have a whole new leaf, guys. I didn't even see this, but look at that. Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, this really does give you satisfaction knowing that you've taken a plant that by all rights probably shouldn't have made it. And you brought it back to life. It really is such a satisfying feeling. This is a whole new leaf coming up here. So just a happy Cattleya. If I ever get this thing to flower, I mean, we're going to have a party, right? It's going to be a great celebration. And I stuck this little thing, because I have this in my front hall, and I just have a little decorative plant stick in there. I think it looks cute. Anyway, let's go on to the Dendrobium. The Dendrobium is in a different window in my kitchen, and it also is doing pretty good. Now we've got some yellowing here, and I have not given this an Epsom salt treatment, and I'm debating whether I should do that or not. We'll think about that. But anyway, this overall is doing really good in this window. I just watered this, and you'll see some water on the leaves, and that's why. But let's look here. It's got a whole new spike coming up here. Pretty fantastic. Oh, it's got two of them. Look at that. Two spikes on the Dendrobium, doing really good. So I hope to get this to flower, and that will be fantastic. Now, let's move on to some other great stuff. Okay, so now here's the orchid, my oldest orchid. This is the very first one that I started making videos about. It's been in this pot. Actually, it used to be in that little fish pot at the very beginning that broke. My cat broke it. I had to take it out, and here it is, flowering for, I believe, the 4th time. And for whatever reason, this plant just doesn't put out leaves. The leaves look pretty healthy. They're doing good. You can tell this plant has some age on it. And I just don't understand why it doesn't put out leaves. Here's what it looks like. Let's see if we can zoom in right here. Yeah, there's no leaves coming up. I don't really understand why that is. Why do some orchids, send out prolific leaf growth and then others concentrate on flowers? This particular orchid loves to flower. And here we go. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Beautiful. I mean, it's not the biggest orchid. It doesn't have multiple spikes. It just has this one little old spike coming up. But I'm pretty proud of this. This is the 4th time it's flowered. I think that's pretty impressive for me. I mean, I'm new to orchids, so I'll take what I can get. And this plant has had some history. It's had some trouble in the past. We had some trouble with some aphids or little gnats or whatever they were. And for that, I do recommend an alcohol water spray. That worked really good. So you want to use 1 part alcohol to 2 parts water. Mix it up in a little spray bottle, and I just spray it on and let it evaporate off, and that works really good for the little bugs if you have any problems with that. I know Ed from the UK, he does an annual like a bleach and water dip, which also works really good. The whole plant, everything can get dipped right in and rinsed really well, and that works really great for him. I think if I ever had a really bad infestation, I would use that method as well. So anyway, there's that orchid in that pot, and it's doing pretty good. Very pretty flowers. So let's take that one away. This is the one that I really want to show you that I'm pretty excited about. This is kind of a weird orchid. This is the one in the last video I made. I didn't notice, because I didn't have my glasses on, that I saw some buds that were swollen, but I didn't notice that it actually had these little spikes, sorry for the shakiness, that were coming off, and they were producing buds. So now I've got this wackadoo. Let me see if I can get this whole thing in the shot. I have to back up. Look at the shape of this thing. It's absolutely crazy. What I did is, this is the 2nd time that this particular plant is flowering. The first flowering had this big grand spike that came up, and it was on one of those round hooks. So I just left it. You can see there's the original round spike there, which is still green. It's not doing anything. Anyway, I just left it and I let it go. And then off of that came these shoots on the side, and they started budding out. So I'm like, well, that's interesting. And I just let it go. I have not touched this. I didn't prune it. I didn't do anything. So this is what can happen when you have a healthy plant. And look, it's putting out a new leaf right here. Healthy plant just wants to flower, wants to do its thing. And look what we have here. Now, I thought that maybe this one was a dyed. You know how sometimes the florists will put dye in. But now, this is not dye. This is the actual flower. Is that not beautiful? Look at the color on this. So this is its 2nd flowering. I don't put any dye in the soil. That's the flower. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to have a very strange looking orchid. As you can tell, let me back up again. It's so big I can't get the whole thing in the shot. But look at the buds and look at how it's spiking out. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different branching outs. Whole bunch of buds. It's just going to be kind of a wacky flower, I guess. So that's good news. We're pretty happy about that. We're going to put this back up in the window. Apologize for my shaking there. And I think that'll be pretty, just flowering up there in the window. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. This is an old one that I've had. One of my orchids with the giant leaves. So, show you that. They look a little rough. Could be doing better, but look what it's doing. Sending out a spike. So, and that looks pretty healthy, doesn't it? Let's look at that. Look at that, new leaves coming up. Happy little orchid. So, that's good news. That guy's gonna send up a spike and it's gonna flower. And then look, I'm not gonna take this one down, but I wanna show you that this crazy thing has giant leaves. This is the one that I have that has the biggest leaves. They're just huge. And then crazy spike, crazy roots. Look at this thing. Isn't that weird? It looks like fingers coming out, doesn't it? Isn't that crazy? Kind of weird, but cool. So that is a happy camper up here in this window. This is definitely going to flower. So I can't wait to show you when I have this just window chock full of flowering orchids. And let's put this guy back up there too for now. Some more orchids. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you my progress on the orchids. Let you know that the Vegas video is still in process. And I hope your orchids are doing as good as mine, or maybe even better. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. I know I've gotten a few lately. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Let me know what you guys want to see or what you want to hear about, or just if you have any comments in general. Love to read your comments. Go ahead and hit that like button if you think this video has any value at all, because that does help me. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That also helps me. I'm really going to be excited if I can get to 1,000 subscribers. That will actually put me to the point where I can monetize if I so choose. And I really think that would be great. So, and for my fish people that are here just watching anyway, my discus are doing great. They really are huge, happy, healthy, and I'll do a video on them soon. So have fun, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your spring. Summer's coming, and I hope all your flowers are blooming and bringing joy to your life. Take care. Bye-bye.